What's up, guys? Today we got a really cool day of fishing for you. Before we get started, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and of course here on YouTube. So stay tuned. Today we're out there with my dad, of course, Mike and Brad. All these guys, you've seen them fishing and diving with us before. Of course, this is the first time this particular combination has got out there, but I'm pretty excited. You know, we've all got some experience fishing together. I think we're gonna have a really good day on the water. It's a really beautiful day today. I mean, it's just a great ocean, no wind, slick, a little swell, but it's just right. And wouldn't you know it, before I can even get my cameras going, before I can get all my lines out, we got a fish on.
This is gonna be a tag team effort, man. You got it, Zeke. We have our chance.
7:30. That's pretty early. Early strike, wasn't it? It is. He ripped a lot of line off, didn't he?
He went all the way to China.
He did.
I think you're down to the last 1,000 yards.
Yeah, you're almost not there.
Not even close.
You're almost halfway.
Oh, don't tell me that.
That's how you want to start a day out. That's how you always want to start a day out, with fish just clamoring for your lures. Like, you gotta hide your lure just to get your bait out, you know what I'm saying? That kind of a day. And that's what was going on today. You see, it was really cool, worked out, always kind of how you hope, but you see, I got this number I'm running to in about 120 feet of water, okay? And I'm running on out, and right as it gets to 70 degrees, it's been pretty consistent, 65 degrees. It gets to 70 degrees, I'm like, you know, we're about 5 miles from the spot. Let's start trolling here and high speed our way out. We start high speeding, and it's a much quicker, you know, temperature rise. So it goes from, you know, right at 70 to about, I don't know, 71 and a half, 72 degrees in a couple miles, and boom, that's where our fish hits.
Keep her tight.
Tight, keep reeling, reel.
All right, you're probably good right there. Oh, fish on. All right, come on. Go. Check this out, big guy.
Wahoo!
And we got two on.
Whoa!
Time.
Mike, you're up, come reel!
You're a funny guy.
Hey, we got him slow speeding.
Yeah, slow speed.
I'm gonna get you.
That fish! Woo!
Mike hops on the rod, we fight the fish, get the fish in the boat, and wouldn't you know it, before we even gap the fish, we get another Wahoo on, which is really crazy because we weren't even high-speed trolling at that point. I mean, we were just going along probably around 5 miles an hour, not high speeding, you know. Logic would tell you that lure has no action, why would a fish bite that? There was no bait to it, nothing. But a fish takes it, which is really cool. It's a really good reason to always keep a line or two out there if you can.
I think you about to come off. I think come off, fellas.
The swivel that connects our shock leader to our lure broke. I mean, literally right where the bend is, it just, that snap swivel snapped. No pun, a little pun intended. You know, first time it's happened to me, but it's a good lesson. Hopefully you can learn that mistake from my mistake before you make it. So don't forget, the start of the season, you know, replace your terminal gear. Don't let your line get too old. Swivels, shock leaders, you know, even that cable can rust. So, you know, you need to replace that on your lures from time to time.
We're out here trolling, just marked some good bottom, same area, so hopefully we'll get some more fish on pretty soon. If not, we'll hit some bottom fish or find something else to catch. So stay tuned.
So we drop down, we find several good spots, and on this spot we drop down and we immediately pull up some really big Vermilion Snapper. I mean, I'm talking the biggest Vermilion Snapper I've probably ever caught. The biggest ones I've seen probably ever, but definitely in a long time. I mean, these are beautiful red Vermilion Snapper, not red snapper, Vermilion Snapper that are red in color, if you get my drift. I think we got these Vermilion figured out.
Vermilion again. Check this out.
Oh,
No, you're good. Look at
Dang.
these Vermilions. They're Brandon or Brad.
Another one?
oh man.
Holy
That's 6.
It's gotta be the biggest beeliner. These right here are probably the biggest ones I've ever seen.
That thing is huge.
Yeah,
That's
it's like a giant yellowtail.
Look at the size of this thing.
So with Vermilion Snapper, okay, these fish often hang up in the water column. Several times I saw markings where there may be 15, 20 feet, they could be higher. So with Vermilion Snapper, you want to, when we drop it down and it hits the bottom, then we just start cranking. You kind of test it at different cranks. Usually I count cranks. I'm like counting 5 cranks off the surface. You know, obviously it can be a little different depending on what reel you're using, but the point is you kind of test it, and when you find that spot where you're like, okay, this is where I'm catching Vermilion Snapper, every time you go down, just crank it right off the bottom. If you're staying on the bottom, you might get like grunts, triggers, maybe more red snapper. I mean, red snapper will come up too, but you can kind of tell what you're catching, you know, whether you're too deep, you know, or if you're at just the right spot. We're using our trusty 4/0 owner circle hooks. Real light stuff, but they're really strong. And they're really great for triggers and vermilion and even red snapper. You see, we got on the red snapper again. We're catching them like crazy. Double heading some red snapper, you know, nice red snapper. I mean, they're just all over the place. Can't get away from them. The last few trips, caught a ton of them. So we're drifting it because, you know, it's a beautiful day. There's no wind, hardly any current, and we just get several drifts going, which is kind of good because I feel like those vermilion move around. So staying in one spot, you know, will be good for a little bit, but then they'll move off and you got to readjust.
There is. Well, I am the jack of all trades right here now.
What you got there?
This is my 4th one in a row.
You say they bite up?
Yeah, when you drop down, if you feel your line goes slack or biting up, what you gotta do is keep drilling it.
You hooked up too, Brad? Oh, wow.
Man, you get 20 like that, you're gonna have some good eating, aren't you?
Brad even hooked into a really nice shark. I mean, I appreciate him getting that shark up so you can see it. He got it on that little 4/0 circle hook and the mono line, you know, what we're using for those bait fish. And he had the fish on for a while. Eventually that shark cut him off, but it was a big fish. You know, it's cool when that little tackle holds up, you know, to such big animals.
Someone brought a whipping stick today, but it wasn't Brad.
No. Somebody's using it on me.
Yeah, that's a shark. That's what makes me think it's a shark. He's just sitting there.
Big.
Oh yeah, look at the size of that joker.
Large. Holy moly, look at the size of that thing. He is large. He just didn't know he was hooked.
We did really good on our Vermilion Snapper. We caught our limit, which is really cool. And having, you know, good luck with Wahoo in the morning, and after kind of wearing our arms out a little bit on the bottom fish, we said, hey, let's get back on the troll. We start trolling that area, you know, same general area, and not long, boom, fish on.
Hold this on there.
Hey, I think he's getting tired, right?
Yeah, I think I'm getting tired. Who's gonna win?
Just remember, you wanted this, right?
I paid for this. I got up early for this. I like to sleep in.
Now you can appreciate special purposes, can't you?
Yeah, but when I'm done,
Just like this with a special purpose.
my arms are gonna be huge. For a few minutes.
He's disappointed that it's just the band.
Yeah. You got me excited, man. Come on.
Hey, that's the closest band, so 70 feet.
That's all?
Yeah, that's all. 70
How many feet am I going on each string? Half?
half a foot.
Got him? All right, I'm ready to take him if you gotta let him go.
Oh, you ain't got him good, huh? I got him.
There we go.
Brad gets on that fish. We bring it up to the boat. Good wahoo. You know, stick the gaff in it. We almost missed it. Normally I gaff and my dad leaders them in, and this time I was leadering them in because I had my gloves on. And on that one, when he gaffed the fish, he actually just kind of skinned it. He had just a chunk, just barely. I was like, man, that's gonna rip out. So, you know, I was keeping that leader tight. You know, you don't want to let go. I was making sure that he didn't shake that hook. I kept that tight. He readjusted the gaff and we brought him in. So that was great. Got a fish in.
It won't make fun of you for working so hard.
Oh, where'd my phone go?
Nice fish. Good job.
That's a good one right there. Woo! All right.
Nice fish.
We get back on the troll and a little bit of time, you know, kind of work new area, but we're seeing bait. A lot of bait like on the surface, and I'm marking stuff. So I'm just scattering around, zigzagging. The fish have got to be somewhere nearby.
There we go. Yeah. All right, guys. Wahoo number 3 or 4, maybe technically. 3.5. Yeah. He hit our cowbell lure. Gotta have more cowbell. I got a hankering. A fever. I got a fever. That can only be released by some cowbell. I know this is in the rod holder, but it's still not easy. 1,000 yards to go.
Then we get another fish on, and this fish is on our Magbay Sincero lure. It's kind of a funny looking lure if you've ever seen it. It's got like a metal ring around the head, kind of clings around. But it's worked pretty good. We caught a fish on our last trip, and we got our next fish on this one. This fish was really tough. He was actually the smallest wahoo we caught, but as you see when we bring him up, I guess he was kind of hooked funny, so he's kind of helicoptering, which makes a lot more drag on the fish. So it's hard for you to reel in. Normally if you get them hooked straight, you know, they're torpedo-like fish. They got that shape, torpedo shape, and they're not super hard. It's not like a dolphin or a tuna or something really big with some muscle. You can usually get them coming to you, but because he was helicoptering, he put up, man, a pretty tough fight. I was having to get him in inch by inch. But finally we get him up to the boat and we gaff him and we get our third wahoo in the boat. Pretty sweet day, you know, really good fishing. We had a good variety, you know, of lures being hit. We had our second fish that got away was on a pink over white wahoo whacker. Really nice, and it might go to tell you something, you know, when you're catching that many, you know, Vermilion Snapper, which are that red pink color, and then your pink lure gets hit, you know, them wahoo are eating those Vermilion Snapper. So it was a good way we matched the hatch. Also, we got them on our dolphin colored Mr. Big from C&H. And then one of my best lures, the Wahoo Whacker XL from C&H, black over green over purple. And that was actually on a mono rig too, which I really like doing. Wahoo didn't cut me off, at least not yet. And the fourth one was the Magbay Sincero lure. It was black and purple, kind of like mylar strips. It's kind of funny, you see the metal head kind of clings around. It doesn't look like your typical bullet lure for Wahoo, but those types of lures have been really effective in our area. And you know, they've been good to us so far since we started using them this year. Also, I'm gonna put some links to hooks and lures, leaders, stuff like that, the gear that we were using today to catch our fish. So if you're wondering what that is, or you know, got any questions, just check out our description and comment below if you have some questions about it. All in all, it was a great day. Hope you guys learned some stuff about how we trolled and our setup. If you got any other questions, just comment below. And if you'll like and share the video, we'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all in the next video.